10 seconds. Testing. Okay. Open. Close this down. Okay. G'day there. Right, today I'm just going to be stripping down my computer build. It's a dual loop system. I want to reconfigure it with new, more neater and more efficient hardline piping from Corsair. And so this is to help anyone who's got an Asus Rampage Extreme Encore or similar motherboard that's wanting to water cool or reconfigure their computer, and I'll be running right through it and even into BIOS for setting up VROC and all the rest of it effectively. So yeah, this may be a bit tedious. I'm a pretty rudimentary setup here. I've got cameras everywhere, so we'll be making an edited, more aesthetic version of this video, but for the live stream this will just be raw, unedited, on the fly, so it may be long and tedious. So if it's a bit much watching me unscrew radiators and stuff like that for you, feel free to either skip ahead or wait for me to drop the recorded edited video. All right, let's get into it. All right, so okay, first of all, things you'll need. Okay, so right, so you need some coolant. Heat gun, bending piping. I've got a socket set here as well, just in case. Repeater drill for undoing screws, assorted bits for the drill for undoing various screws. A hard tube bending kit here by Valentines for heating and bending tubing to the correct angles and stuff that you need. Manual screwdriver, bits and pieces in there. Just the interfaces with those drill bits. Got the Corsair kit as well here, with a longer silicon tube, so that you can put that inside the tubing when you're heating up, so it doesn't change its diameter. And there are various blocks for bending the tubing itself. So let's get into it. Okay. I think one of the things, I've got some cable organisers here. Dictionary in case I come across a term or something I don't understand. A little hacksaw for cutting the tubing. Various other bits and pieces, drill bits. A pair of bolt cutters in case it all goes awry, and I decided to just chop the computer right up. A hammer should never go anywhere near a PC, so that's there for a joke. Don't use that. Okay, so this is also an RGB lighting setup, so it's quite a lot of cabling in the back to deal with, but we're going to get this finished and done as quickly as possible. So I'm just going to move out of view for a moment while I go and get the PC onto the dolly. It's another thing you'll need. We've got a big heavy computer. Mine weighs about 120 kilos, fully loaded with water and everything in it, so you need a dolly to move it around or you'll give yourself a hernia. You can lift it, but I'm getting older and I just about bust my balls every time I lift it up anywhere. So we'll be lifting it at one point onto where my laptop is sitting, because it does pay to have something that swivels. I'm using an old desk chair with the back taken off to allow me to rotate the PC while building, so that I can move around the computer. Back in just a jiffy. So I can get that. section here. Alright, we're going to be working on the front first, so go this way. Alright, good job. Alright, okay. Try and get this as best as I can in front of the laptop. I'm a little constrained for space here. Okay, I think that gets just about on there. Right, so we're going to start with taking off the glass doors. It helps also for the weight, moving it once I get the water out of it. Little Phillips head attachment there. Just do the job. Okay. Get these screws that control the door here. So, see what I'm doing. I'm just taking a couple of screws here out. So, it's a good thing to have a compartmentalized little container like this so you can put the screws in it. I like to sort of systemize them working clockwise around the top with the outside, and then the inside screws also go in the center. Sucks if you have any specialized screws for certain areas of the computer. If you get them mixed up, it can be a real nightmare trying to get back together. So it's a good idea to have some sort of system of either labeling or keeping the screws in a way that you remember, so that you can put it back together again without ending up with 16 screws that you don't know where they came from. Okay, so that's one door off. That's two doors off. Put all these bits and pieces away so I can get a better angle on this camera. Everything I need. There's the table. What else do we go? Out the way. Should be nice and flat so we don't damage. Here. Yeah, I reckon it's good. There we go. Alrighty. Try and get as good an angle as I can. Alright. Push this. good. Right. Kids TV. It's not broadcasting on that. Go here. Here. Apps. Twitch. See if that's working. Okay. Let's get it back out. See. That's it. Got it. Bear with me for a sec while I get this. It's not working on TikTok for me to the screen for some reason, so I'll just type something here. So Twitch TV, Twitch TV / activate. So indeed, let's see. See my own stream. Search. Twitch. So scopes on new 79. Wow. Scopes on new 79. Edit this clip and come in. That's fine. There we go. Found it. All right. All right. Cool. It's working. All right. There. Twitch. Put it in camera. start. Oops. Reverse it. And start. Alrighty. Cool. Yeah. Get that bit there. Alright, yeah. Let's start. Alright, so first thing I need to do is drain the fluid out of the computer itself. So I just need to grab the power cable for that. Super important that you don't run your pumps dry, like if they don't contain any liquid in them, it will break them. So it pays to do this very carefully. And extension here for this job. I should be able to reach there. Extension cable. So computer's hooked up the power now. Always very nervous time having power and water together. It's one of the joys of overclocking a computer and water cooling it. Messing with high voltages and water. It's not exactly thrilling, but it's certainly expensive stuff and can be anxiety creating. I think we're good. Righty. Okay, so alright. Now what I want to do first is grab a little container. Make sure this is a nice clean container of anything, because we are going to be re-filtering this water in possibly. So I've created my loop so that I can easily flip this out and then drain it as such. So we're going to start with the CPU because it's got the most water. I've got two radiators running over the CPU to keep it cooler, and the GPU stays pretty cool. So, all right, so make sure everything's good. Yeah, we're good to start doing this slowly but surely. Okay, so you'll see that start to come out there. Keeping my eye on the actual, I don't know if you can see it very clearly because of the light, but the pump is now letting it out. If you want it to come out faster, just let some of the pressure off that tap there. Now getting a little full, so I'm going to stop it about there, leaving some reservoir in the pump. I'm just going to put that there, catch any drips. I used to usually put down a towel, but I'm pretty good at doing this drip free now. So a good idea to keep the containers for your water coolant as they're labelled with colours, so whatever colour you're using. So I like to keep them so that I can drain my fluid into them again using the right colour, so I'm not mixing colours up. So this one's red. Let's make sure that I haven't done anything absurd with it and that it is red. Might not use that one. It's there's a rinse out. I think there's a bit of debris and shit in it, so I'm just going to wash that out. In that bottle for a while, that needs to dry right out. Use that. So put that there. Grab another one. Find some tubing that I attached to it for this job. Dedicated for water cooling projects. And I'm going to go put that in something else. It shouldn't drip yet. So drips, yeah. Let's go straight in there now. Yeah. Now, what we want to do is just turn it on for a second to help pump through some of this fluid. So power on, and I'm going to hit on, and then as soon as it dumps that liquid down, we're going to close it off. Switching it straight off. We already reconfigured BIOS and everything anyway, so it's all good. We can start to let this drain out slowly. There we go. Finger on there in case. Should catch up. There we go. So I'm just being very careful that I don't get too low. There we go. End about there. Start to see air bubbles. A little bit more. Dry. All right, so turn that off for a second. Through a bit more before that. Take pressure on. It's starting to aerate though. That's about as far as we can get that down. And the rest. Right, now for the next part, we need to start blowing it through manually. I get one lips on the end of it and just blow it through. Pump it around back into the pump. Okay, I've got a bit sitting here that's just going to come out and I don't want to leak anything anyway. Right, we're going to undo this part here. Very carefully in case you get pressure change. Sometimes it can suddenly go all over the place. So I've taken off the top fill port off the pump. Helps the air move through and drain faster. I'm going to carefully undo this bit now. Trying to keep the seal on a piece of tubing. There we go. I'm just going to hold my finger there for a second. Rotate this one down. And then some toilet paper, and I can plug up this whole the end of this one here so it doesn't drain anywhere. Grab that. Okay, so when sealing off parts that you're taking apart, you want to get a piece of toilet paper about yay big, fold it over a couple of times, and then just simply twist it into a little screw like that, and then plug in the tightest end into the end of your pipe like that. When you start seeing that turn red, you know that it's time to change it over. This one here, it's at the top of the loop, so it shouldn't need a replacement, but as you get to bits down here and stuff, you might need to, you'll go through a bit of toilet paper to keep your area clean. Protrude out of this one. Right, so I'm going to start trying to blow this through now, so I'm just going to make sure I'm on the right end of it. Okay, it's coming out there, and then it's going to go back into there. Now it can back pressure and spit out at you, so you've got to be careful with this. Give that a clean too, so I'm not ingesting any of this coolant, because it is the same sort of coolant that you find in a car. It's not good for you to drink it. And it tastes like shit anyway. It smells great though. Blocking it off. Next puff. Okay. I'm just going to keep doing that until we can get the water level down below this pipe here, and then I can take the next highest part off and start really moving the fluid out. bubbles coming up to the top of the loop now, which is great. Another trick we can do here, sometimes get a bit more of it out from here. There we go. That changes the air pressure and it's all now backfilling. A little less manual way of doing things. It's changing the air pressure in there, which now starts to move it through. Okay. Drop that down there. It's starting to move through. Should suddenly get like an air bubble in a sec that'll just make it all move right out the way. Right. Okay. Just get this a little lower. Now, there goes that air bubble, bang. All right, so it's going to really start chugging out in a second. As the air pressure in the water changes, as the level decreases, it should suddenly just kind of come all pouring out in a minute. As in the past, but it's not always the same. Okay, that's about. It seems to be not budging a lot, so we'll speed this up for the video then. I'm going to just clean that back out again. Still have a bit legs in there. There we go. Now, there we go. We just need to get that moving. It's really starting to backfill now. So just try burping it a little as well. Still coming out. Right. I'm going to give it another blow through now just to help it along. Clean that corn out of there. While I'm at it, empty that in there. Yeah. Beautiful. Same colour with blood. Alrighty. Sure don't get any bits of toilet paper stuck in there like I just did. Don't want those running through your loop. Go, just got it in there. Get that out before it turns into mush. Okay. There. Alrighty. Rough. So the last of the top radiator is just draining out now, so I can undo the top radiator in a sec, and then things will start moving a lot quicker after that. Let's blast through a bit more. boozy. Smells like scotch. Right. It smells like bourbon, to be honest. Feels like like a really good bourbon. Probably could drink it. I'm joking. Don't drink it. It's not alcohol. It's just it appears and it smell like alcohol for some reason. All right, so that's starting to look pretty good there. All right, we're gonna put a sock in this one, so to speak. And this is a dual loop, so we're gonna do this twice. All right, plug it in there. All right, now where's my light? Light that'll help illuminate the computer for this next bit. Magnetic torch helps a lot. Okay. Let's give it. A bit in the way there. Let's try there. Oh, that's good for you. Okay. Boom. All right. Now time to undo some more of these fittings. Okay. These are compression fittings, and I've done them up really tight, so it can be a little bit of a around to get them out. Oh shit! All right, way too tight. Okay, I'm gonna go from here. Which means I need to take the surfaces here. We need to turn this off and unplug it. Okay. High, electrical fire, electrocution. Keep that up high there, so it's well out of the way of any liquid that could go anywhere. Okay. Now, I'm supposed to wear a static wrist strap, which I do have one, and I just never use it. I find it very restrictive, and I'd rather just be careful with what I'm touching and stuff. What I'm doing there is touching the chassis to decharge myself from static, so that I'm not zapping the computer parts. It's very important that you de-electrify yourself before touching any components in and around, especially around this close to the CPU. You don't fry that, you zap that. If you've got an expensive CPU like me, it's a very painful mistake. Not covered by warranty. Oh, I did these up really tight. You shouldn't really do them this tight. It can actually cause cracking in the blood tubing. But I had a dodgy seal here and there, and this was my workaround. Oh, God. Got it. Okay. Here it comes. Just should be just below the level of this, so I shouldn't have any leak in it, but I'm going to get a piece of toilet paper just to be ready for it in case it does. leaking out there. I'm going to quickly mop that up. Okay. I couldn't get the compression fitting off. I've had to unscrew it right from the base part of the compression fitting, which is not ideal, but I don't want to break things either. So if I add too much force, I could break the water block. So I'm just going the easiest way to undo it at the moment. Water isn't too big an issue, so long as it's dry before you operate the computer again. Twist this one out like that. And screw that up and get the surplus liquid so it doesn't leak out anymore. There we go. Dab. Alrighty. And then block it up. Actually, we're going to use another bit because that's going to mush up like that. Where do I put the tool? There it is. Now that's good. This bit off here. PCIe riser extension cable. Yeah, that's good. Alrighty. Yeah, next one. Alright. This one's compression ring is coming open, which is good. Okay. Easier. Yeah. To pull that out carefully. Just like to wiggle it back and forth as carefully as I can. Quickly plug that in there so it's not going everywhere. Now this one can be moved out the road. That's about where I can go for the moment. Can't really take it off here because the water level's still higher than the pump. It's still in the pump reservoir, which is slightly higher than this fitting. If I take that bit out there, I could get a leakage out there straight into the power supply. You definitely don't want it leaking in there. Alright, so now I can undo this little thing here. This is a Corsair 1000D case. One of the great things about this case is it's space for radiators and so forth. It's a really good bit of kit. It's a very expensive case, $1,000 for one of these cases at the time I bought it. But it takes 2 CPU builds, so you can put a main PC and then have like a little ITX small one running here if you want to stream and do things. This I've got a pretty mean setup. It does everything off one computer, so I didn't need that. But I built it more for the space to be able to water cool and vertically mount my graphics cards for aesthetics. This particular new water block for the 40 series cards isn't as pretty as the one I had on my 2090, which actually encased the whole thing and was all pretty. And this one here, only the fan sort of lights up and it doesn't even colour the whole board, leaving a whole heap of exposed circuitry. It's a little bit raw, but yeah, it was the only one available. Okay, so I'm a little worried about this one leaking because it's up there at the top, but I do need to get it undone at least so that I can move out the radiator. So I'm going to pop this bit out here. This is where we start taking it apart now. My screwdriver for a second to loosen up this graphics card mount. When I remember where I put it, that would help. Okay, where did I put it? That's right next to the knee. There you go. So, just gently take tension off those. And then we should be able to just finger loosen them the rest of the way. Okay. can take it right out at this stage. I just want to be able to move it a little so I can get this pipe out the side there. Okay, so the reason for me reconfiguring this water loop is I don't think it looks pretty. I slapped it together quickly because I was in a hurry. I used to have it looking a lot better, and I did some changes and added a second water loop in. So, but at the time I was in a rush and neglected setting it up the way I wanted to, and it's just annoyed me ever since. So I'm getting in there and doing it today to get it done. Okay, take the screws right out. Be careful that we don't drop this because it's still hooked up to water. Okay. Got it. Okay. It's just enough just to get it popped out. There we go. Okay, let's sit that back down again. Screw in there so it doesn't fall out. Okay, that's good enough. Right now, this will be able to pop out a little. I can undo this compression fitting here, hopefully without snapping anything. I've done that in the past. There we go. Just to get that one loose. This is good news. Alright, now we need a piece of torque quickly. Throw it in there. Clean the inside of it out. That's most of the water problem. Okay, now that's out of the way for a sec. I can pull out this tray. It should be just about ready to go out. Okay, there we go. Got it. Okay. Right, so I've pulled it out of the way. I'm just going to get these ends patched up so that we're not leaking everywhere. Put it back in there. The right reflection of the camera. Okay, these are the ones I really got to watch for leaking. So I like to get this radiator out past any of the working as quickly as possible. The first thing is to obviously get the tube sorted first. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now we should pull that forward. Let's remove this past here. Okay. Now that we're in a spot where I can really get to it, I should be able to undo this. Comes in a little bit more. Oh god, I did that to it. Oh, got him. Starting to come. Oh. There we are. Compression fitting loosened. And need to pass this in around it. Yeah, without breaking the tubing. There we go. Alright, there we go. I'm starting to get some slack, so now pull that out like so. And the next job is to get him back here and undo all these cables, which is a big job into itself. I'm going to try and avoid that and see if I can do it in place. If I can just get about, it's about there. I should be able to flip this around without having to undo those, so that's ideal. Looks like that should be doable. Just seal this one up too. Alright, so we've got one here that's starting to really get sogged, so we need to get that out. And I'm just going to lock in. Oh god, I need a little bin for this. I'm just going to grab a bag, but I need to plug that hole first. for now. Alright. Little bag bits of toilet paper as they get too damp. There we go. Right. So I'm going to try and just flip this right now. Make sure the drill's in reverse. A little easier for me to just take out these two arms here. I have to find a locking lug. There's a little lug in there somewhere from memory. Okay. So it's come out somehow. I can't remember where or how. I need to bring it out a little further. What's up? I might just need to do it. Undoing the screws. Quick release on them somewhere. I can't remember what it is. Glasses on. Unscrew that, unscrew that. The rail has a quick release. There it is. Okay, so that goes down. Bit to come out. Okay. And this one as well. So down there. And up on that one, I think. Remember? Both down. Yeah, up and down. Yeah. Okay. And now, those two. Almost off the rails. The cables are kicking with me. I might have to go that way first. And then that way. There we go. Got it. Alright. So, rest that somewhere without it going everywhere. So, it's going to need a long cable. So this is going to be a much bigger job than I thought. Because once you start pulling the cables out of the RGB for this, it's a massive job. So, let's get off the French doors on the back. Okay. Yeah. I was going to put this on the dolly to be able to spin it around a lot more easily, but I didn't do that. You have to basically just spin it around here. Get everything out of the road. Cable's already out. Okay. So let's switch that off. Yeah. Rotate this around a bit better now. Everything's out the way. You got shit everywhere. So handle can move over there now. Okay, it's really easy to run it out this way and then turn it around. Lucky she's got the lid on. Yeah, this way it gets looks on. Just make sure nothing's still leaking everywhere. Fine. Unsealed. Alright, I'm just going to draw this one in. It's just going to leak everywhere. Otherwise, bag for all the bits and pieces.